History comes alive today. I'm Sarah Zato with Civic Center TV here at Schulak Farm as we journey throughout the Historic Homes Tour, hosted by the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society. Follow us as we make our way through the antique homes nestled within the Greater West Bloomfield area. Hello, I'm here with Angela Cini, Chair of the Historic Homes Tour. Angela, do you want to talk to us just a little bit about your participation with the tour?
Sure. This is the first time in 27 years that we're having the Homes Tour. Basically, when I bought my house in 2006, I was really interested in who used to live here. So I started doing research about my home. I went to the Historical Society of Greater West Bloomfield, and I'm like, hey, when are you going to have a home tour? I'd love to participate. And I was basically told, we haven't had one in 27 years, but if you'd like to jump on it and get a group together, go for it. So we've been working on this for a year and a half. We have about 70 volunteers that have helped out with it, and it's been great. My contribution in it has been basically keeping the wheels turning, getting as many volunteers as possible, and most of all, finding homeowners that would open up their houses to us, because a lot of people don't want the public in their homes.
And where did you draw inspiration from?
If these walls could talk, I'm sure we would hear so many different stories. So our goal was to try and get some information about every single house, whether it be information from Ancestry.com, maybe some old relatives, whatever a person may have. Some people actually were handed the history of their home, such as the Emmendorfer house. There have been multiple city council members of Orchard Lake that have lived there, so it's been nice. In a situation like that, there wasn't much legwork in trying to get a story.
Hey guys, I'm here with Bruce McIntyre, owner of the Emmendorfer house. Bruce, do you want to talk to us a little about the key components of this house?
Well, the first part of this house was built in 1831 by a settler by the name of William Gilmore. And there were several owners after that. And then in the 1860s, Francis Emmendorfer, who was a Bavarian from Germany, came over and bought this property and became a very prosperous farmer. He had hundreds of acres around here in those years. And it was in his family until about 1940. So he lived here longer than anyone else who's been in this house. We bought it in 1983. And so I've been here 31 years, so I probably have the second longest record in that period of time. But the house has been expanded since then. The original part of it is this part right here, going over to the other side, and then a lot more rooms were added after we got here.
And what about the house do you cherish most?
Well, I think probably the kitchen, because the kitchen looks out over the backyard, which is quite large. There's about 3 acres on this property, about half of it in the woods.
And can you tell us about the part of the home that correlates with the Underground Railroad?
This house was considered by all the historians to have been on the Underground Railroad, but it's difficult to find evidence, proof of the Underground Railroad, because for obvious reasons they didn't keep records of it.
And does anything in the house suggest that?
Yes, there's a place that you can crawl from one wall under by pulling some drawers out under the stairs on the other side of the wall, and there's a space in there that would hold a couple people. So that's considered to have been the likely place that they kept slaves during that period of time.
The home was built in 1901, and J.C.F. Hollister was a quartermaster at the Michigan Military Academy. The Military Academy was where St. Mary's High School or St. Mary's Preparatory College is today. It was opened up in 1877, and it was open until about 1908.
And within the house, what is your favorite part of the home? What do you cherish most?
I love my wraparound porch. Although it's not totally open as a wraparound porch, I have 2 side porches that are separate, and the front porch I love. It's just nice to go out there and have a cup of coffee in the morning, see traffic, whatnot.
As we heard today, behind every home, there's a story. And thanks to the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society, these tales will be cherished for ourselves and future generations to enjoy. For Civic Center TV, I'm Sarah Zato.